Hi everyone, I wanted to hop back on here because I had a build I wanted to share with you guys. A few months ago, I did a video on my usual build that I run on Martin. In that build, I ran when someone else on the team was running USB. But what happens when there is no one else running USB? And when that happens, I like to use Martin. I think Martin is perfectly capable of running USB. I think he's a great alternative to Tyrone. If as a USB character, and I think Martin, if you want to run USB on Martin, it's a great decision. So, however, I'll talk about how I like to play USB, and I'll talk about how I like to implement USB on Martin, because there are a few differences. There are a few things that I like to do personally when I use USB. Of course, you're free to make changes to any of the build to make it fit your playstyle. Always do what's best for you. So I'll go ahead and talk about what I like to do, and I'll go over each of the skills like I did last time. And by the way, if you'd like to watch the video that I made a few months ago, I'll go ahead and link it in the description. But yeah, alright, well, let's get started. So with rapid cooldown, I prefer to use rapid cooldown on a USB Martin build because personally I like to use USB 7, and because for numbers of reasons. It's just a lot safer in my opinion. USB 5 is great, and it's perfectly viable. It'll get the job done most of the time if you have a decent Jan on the team. But you are going to run into some terminal Spencers, especially on difficult maps like Prison and Bemusement, where there's 3 cameras on one terminal. And I just found that USB 7 makes the day a lot easier. And there's been countless scenarios where I just put the keycard in right when I was about to get air cannoned, and if I was running USB 5, I wouldn't have got that keycard in. And I personally think that moments like that change games. Whether you get a terminal done 10 seconds earlier, whether it be 5 seconds earlier, it truly does make a difference later on in the game, especially Area 3 against Terminal Spencer, where time is crucial. But yeah, I like to run USB 7. And because I run USB 7, I don't have a lot of room for mixtapes. Now, if you watched my previous video, you'll know I love to run mixtapes on Martin, and I love to run Shockwave. However, there's not a lot of leverage when it comes to USB 7, so you could run Dog Tag or USB or Mixtape 3, but I found that it's kind of slow, and I like to get the flashback as soon as possible. So I just go ahead and run rapid cooldown when I use USB Martin. But I mean, if you feel more comfortable with USB 5 and you're not really worried about terminal Spencers, feel free to knock off USB 2 and put whatever you want. Maybe you can do 2 mixtapes in Shockwave. Maybe you can do some damage in there. It's all up to you. But this is what I like to run. So yeah, rapid cooldown. In summary, you want to use it because there's not a lot of equipment points for other perks, equipment you can use. So Signal Jammer, I run this in my normal build. I have to have it. It's amazing. You can put it down on a terminal that you're about to do. Ambush a net. Terminal Spencer can't defield the terminal and stall time. Ambush a net can't spawn creatures at your feet. Great. It's wonderful for Trap Alex. That's where it really shines, because once you do a terminal, let's say the camera has a shield, it's just about to recover, place a Signal Jammer down on the ground, and you're good. You don't have to worry about anything, because with your USB 7, you just put the keycard in, and you can move on to the next terminal. But yeah, I always use Signal Jammer. If you want to use Flame or Shock Mine, perfectly fine. They're great options. It really all stems down to your playstyle. I like to, support the team the best way I can, so I put the Signal Jammer down at cores, terminals, doorways, anywhere where I might think that the Mastermind is going to heavily spawn at. And if you use it right, and you make sure to use it at the right time, and that just means, not letting the Mastermind spawn any creatures or traps on it, then you'll be good. and you're going to see a lot of use out of it. It just takes a little bit of time to get used to. And flashy thing and Minesweeper, I don't really change these. I feel really comfortable with this. I think that they suit my playstyle best. Flashy thing, great for a net, great for Infection Alex, great for any creature build that involves buffs. And it's a wonderful choice. Now, I will say that since you are playing USB, expect to get targeted. You are going to be targeted in Area 2 like no other character. So if you want to run Bulletproof, that's great because it synchronizes well with your job. Nikolai, Terminal Spencer, you're going to be shot at with a machine gun, you're going to be shot at with the rifle, you know, and Bulletproof will, you know, help deflect all the damage that you would normally receive, and you get down less often. It's great. So Bulletproof is a great option if you're not really worried about creatures. Maybe you have a Sam on the team and you're pretty confident with the damage that you're doing and the crowd control that you need. So if that's the case and you want to run Bulletproof, I think it's great. Gas Mask and Reinforce, I don't really use them, and I don't really see a use for them. Reinforce, maybe if you want to do some extra damage, but with USB, you want to be, you know, I'd stick with Flashy Thing or Bulletproof, depending on what playstyle suits you best. Minesweeper. Now, the thing with Minesweeper is it's really useful. I've said this before in my previous video, but it's not about being lazy. It's not about, oh, you know, who cares about traps? I'll just run over them because I'm Martin. No, that's not what it's about. Using Minesweeper gives Martin players a better vantage point to, if you want to run down the stairs first, so you want to clear the stairs from any traps first, you can easily do that by running down without triggering any of them. And another thing too is that a lot of the times you're going to need to get better, you know, angles on traps, better angles on terminals, and since you are running USB, there are going to be times where you need to get to a terminal really fast before the camera recovers, and there's a trap that happens to be near the terminal. Well, you don't have to shoot it, you don't have to do anything, because you can walk right over it and do what you normally would be able to do without worrying about the trap. So that's why I use Minesweeper. It's came in clutch so many times because I'm just like, oh, I'll deal with that trap later. Let me prioritize getting this terminal done. And that's what I use it for. It also works great with Shockwave because, like I said, you need to get a better angle on certain traps so you can get the most use out of your Shockwave. So yeah, that's what it is when it comes down to your skills. Now, I already explained why I like to use USB 7 because it comes in clutch against terminal builds, and it's a big difference from USB 5 in my opinion, especially when it comes down to defense system, because you'll be getting in that USB, that keycard really fast, and I think it's essential whenever I run it. I love to run USB 7. Now, skateboard, I think speed is, you know, I always run speed on Martin because Martin is slow, and personally, I think that the USB character needs to be fast, not only to get to terminals faster, but it also just is great for dodging bullets. And like I said, you're going to be targeted when you run USB, so it's great to be able to dodge, you know, goop shots, air cannons, machine guns. I've faced some really great terminal Spencers, and skateboard comes in clutch so many times, whether it's running away from a bioweapon, getting to your teammates faster when they need to have your flash baton as support, getting to, you know, it's great. So skateboard is a must for me. Now, if you don't really care about going fast and, you know, you're pretty confident with whatever you need to do, then maybe dog tag is a better alternative. If you want to do more damage, maybe your team needs more damage, maybe you can even throw in first aid spray if you want to, you know, if no one else is running it. It's really all up to you, you know? So that's just what I run. I think USB is a great build for Martin. I see a lot of people running it, and I'm like, yes, like I want to see more. So yeah, I think it's a great build. So if you guys have any questions, let me know down in the comments, and maybe I'll even include some videos, some clips of moments where USB came in clutch because I didn't really do that last video. But yeah, let me know if you guys have any questions. I do want to point out that this build would be better if you're in a team, I want to say. You know, USB in solo queue is very, very, I mean, let's be real, that rank 1 Becca is bound to just grab it out of your hands before you even get a chance to do anything. And she's just going to get down to each terminal. So I would only recommend using this build if you need to in a team. Wouldn't really recommend it in solo queue. I would recommend my other build for that. But yeah, let me know if you guys have any questions. I'd be happy to answer them. And pretty sure. Thank you for watching.